Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby. This is Armors and Arrows. Today I'm going to do a question and answer video. This is kind of like blind parent to another blind parent, I guess, but at the same time. On my last video I had someone ask me several questions, so I just decided to make an entire video related to her questions because I'm guessing that she is not the only one who has these questions. So if you don't know, I'm blind. I have 5 kids, a bunch of animals. We just have a normal life. So I'm going to get started, and the first question, well, I don't know if it was the first one that she asked. I don't think it was, but question number 1, how do I have time to make videos? Well, I'm making this while my kids are sleeping. So if you don't hear any noise, that's why. Normally there is a lot of like screeching and hollering and jumping around and just a lot of kid noises because my kids are not quiet unless you put them in front of people that they don't know. Then they're just like hiding their face into me or their dad, and they act like they've never said a word in their life, which is completely false. So either my husband watches them while I make videos, or I make them after they go to sleep. And tonight they actually went to sleep somewhat early, so I was able to come down and make some videos. And this is also not my normal video making spot. How do we travel as a family? So I've gotten this question a lot, and it is hard to find drivers. Even when I had 3 kids and it was just our little Honda Odyssey, it was hard to find drivers. Like, I'd want someone to just come drive our vehicle. All they had to do was drive our van. They didn't have to help with the kids. They didn't have to help with anybody, with anything except the driving. And I was willing to, like, you know, to pay them some. But it was still hard to find drivers. Now we have 5 kids and we don't have a Honda Odyssey anymore. Sometimes I miss it because it was just smaller, not as huge. But then other times I don't miss it. I don't know. Anyways, we have a... Oh, there's a fly on my head. Well, it was. I don't know where it went now. We have a 15-passenger Ford Transit van that we actually were able to find a deal on. So that's why we got it, because we weren't planning on getting it when we did, but it all worked out. And my husband just drives us because it's a mid-roof, so me and my husband can stand up in it. In the ad it said you could stand up in it, and it kind of made my dad laugh a little bit because he's like, well, you and your husband can stand up in it, but us taller people can't. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. But it's hard. I think in a way it's almost harder for people to drive that big van because it's not the standard height. You know, like I'm like 5'4", and I can stand up in it with room. Now if I was 6 foot, I couldn't stand up in it. So it's still taller and longer and just bigger than a normal vehicle. So people are more hesitant to drive it. So my husband drives us, or if I really want to go somewhere and I can find a ride, he'll watch the kids and someone will just take me in their car. Do I go crazy when my husband is at work? Well, my kids are asleep, so I can't ask them to answer this question. But I don't think I went crazy when he was at work. He works from home now, and so that's been, you know, nice to have him working from home. But I don't think I went crazy. I don't know. Was I crazy when you got home from work?
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
Most of the time, no.
Most of the time, no. But sometimes. But he works from home now, so it has been nice because if we have appointments or something, then he doesn't have to drive from work here. He's just already here, and we can just load up and go. But I don't know. I think maybe some days I do go crazy even if he's working from home. Do I rely on my husband for all transportation? I just kind of answered that. For most of it, yes. Sometimes I can get a ride in other people's car when it's just me, but most of the time, yes. Would you consider yourself high energy? No. not really at all. I just do things because, I guess this next question kind of goes into it. How can I function? Or how do I function? I just do it because I have to. Like, no one else is going to take care of the kids, you know. They have to be taken care of, so I really have no other choice. My husband is really good at taking care of them too, but obviously he has to work. And so, like, no one else is going to do it, so I have to do it, which you know, you have to kind of change your mindset. Like, do I have to do this, and am I going to be grumpy about it all the time? Or should I have a good outlook about it? I don't know if that makes sense, but in a way it's kind of a mindset. How do I have time to cook from scratch? So I don't do a ton of cooking from scratch. I've started making breads and rolls, and I make cakes from scratch, and we made ice cream, homemade ice cream one time, which we're going to do that again. But at first it seemed kind of intimidating to make things from scratch, but now it just seems normal. It's like, okay, and I feel like I've gotten faster at it. The kids are sometimes watching TV. They are playing nicely, or making a mess, or fighting, or sometimes all of those all in one time frame when I'm making something. But I just have to think like, okay, it's going to take me 30 minutes to make this or that, and so I have to allot myself that time to do it, and then just get it done and move on to the next thing. So what do my kids do while I am cooking? They make a lot of messes. That's what they've done recently. Or they're playing really nicely. How do you have patience? I don't know. I feel like I have more patience now than I did when I just had a couple kids. I don't even know how to really explain that. But I just have to, like, remember to be patient with them. This is only a season. Like, my oldest just turned 9, and so it kind of makes me realize, like, we have like 9 years left with this kid, and it's all just a season, and they're all just gonna grow up, and then your house is gonna be empty and quiet, and there's gonna be nobody dumping milk on the floor or leaving their apples out, because it's just going to be you and your husband. So it's just a season, and sometimes it's hard to remember that. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.